I remember this day, I had discovered the power of driving. I was like, dang, you can literally make as much or as little as you want. Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan. Thank you so much for coming by. This is a place for Uber and Lyft drivers, as well as rideshare and gig economy drivers to come together to learn how to make more money. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down and going all the way back to my first 2 weeks of driving for Lyft. This was roughly around almost a year and a half ago. I have not yet looked at my earnings. I want to just react with you guys live, and then I'm going to compare to some of my current weeks of driving, just so I can really get an estimate on how much money I used to make and how much money I currently am making, whether I used to make more or whether I'm making more now. So before I get into the video, if you could do me one simple favor and leave the video a big thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. It really does help me out a ton, and is literally the only thing I ask of you guys to do to support me. And also for you guys, if you want to consider subscribing, that way you will be notified every single time a new video on Uber and Lyft does come out. That way you can make more money and be notified any single time there's a new update in the app, any new crazy news that you guys need to know about. I will give them to you. Trust me, I got it. I got you guys. You guys just sit back, relax, click the subscribe button, and the video will come straight to your inbox. And also, I will leave links in the description down below. If you guys want to get discounts on gas, you can sign up for Get Upside. You get 15 cents off per gallon on your first fill up when you use my link in the description down below. You can also sign up for Play Octopus, which is a cool tablet that lets your passengers play games, and you can make up to $100 extra per month. And also with Cargo, and you can sell snacks and candies to your passengers, and they will send you free food, which is pretty cool. And you make an extra couple $100, up to a couple $100 extra per month with Cargo. So I'll leave all the links in the description down below. But without further ado, I'm gonna pop up my screen here and let's go over my first 2 weeks of earnings driving for Lyft. I did also want to say I will leave a link in the description to all of my current earnings videos. I did make a playlist called Uber Lyft Driver Earnings, which I go over a bunch of my earnings from different weeks of driving, and there's a bunch of different videos in there for both Uber and for Lyft. So yeah, check out that playlist as well if you want to see also more current earnings videos as well. So here we go. Without further ado, let's scroll all the way back to my first 2 weeks of driving. I'm excited to see this. I wonder how much I made. All right guys, so as you can see here, I did sign up in October. My first week ever was almost 2 years ago. This was October 30th. I guess I started driving Halloween weekend 2 years ago now, in 2017. So right off the bat, before going down the rides, I made $56 my first week. Went out and did 3 hours of driving, and I did 10 rides. So not very good, but not horrible at the same time. And yeah, the ride payment, $61, ended up making 56. Okay. Oh, I did it all on Saturday, in one day. Okay, interesting. So I just did one day. I guess I started on a Saturday, so fair enough. That was my first, I guess this was probably the first day I started. Oh, I'm trying to think of the first day ever. Did I do 10 rides that day? Okay, because I totally remember my first ride ever. Oh my gosh, okay guys, I highly do not recommend doing your first day ever on a Saturday night. I don't know what I was thinking. What the heck? I went out and did my first, you're supposed to do your first couple rides on like a Tuesday afternoon when it's super slow. I remember I was so nervous to do this. Guys, this is super interesting. So as you can see, I did my first ride actually my first ride ever canceled on me. I was literally almost there and they canceled on me. Then 9:44, I was like, I had no idea how the GPS worked. I couldn't even open up the GPS. I don't even think I accepted it, but I don't think I like clicked on pick up passenger. I just like went to the destination and I couldn't even find the GPS. So I was like, where are you guys going? And they were like kind of mean. They were like, just it's down the street, come on, don't you? And I was like, okay. And then the second ride, I remember they were super nice. It was like a group of ladies, and I remember they actually asked me like, oh, how long have you been driving? I was like, I think I actually told them, oh, well, I don't remember what I told them. I think I was like, oh yeah, I've done a few I don't know, I've been, whatever. Was not like, it's my first day. I was like, yeah, I've been doing it for a little while. Pretty new at it. And they were like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then they actually left me a $2 tip. And then after that, I actually went and hung out with the girl because I had a crush on this girl at the time. And so I dropped, I did literally those 2 rides. And then I left and hung out with this girl from like 10 to midnight. Then I don't even remember driving afterwards though. That's pretty crazy. So after we hung out, then I went back. I remember now. I went back and I was like, you know what, let's get back into this and let me actually try this out. So yeah, and then I did a couple rides. Okay. And then I got one, so I only had one ride that paid me over $10 my first day. I was like just getting tons of really short rides. But that's hilarious that my first day ever driving was on a Saturday night. I do not recommend that because that's one of the hardest days to drive. And as you can see, I was probably clueless. I noticed that I did do a express pay fee. I never do express pay fees now. Never, ever, ever, ever will I give 50 cents away to this credit card company to get my money. I think at the time I was paying off credit cards, so I think I did the math and it was like, well, if I'm paying 50 cents, then I can pay off my credit because I was paying like 29% interest, something crazy on my credit card. So I was like, let me just pay it off really quick, and then I think that's why I was doing express pay fee. So much so when I go through, you'll see that I'm spending a lot on express pays. Okay, so the next week, my second week, I did 24 rides, so I bumped it up a little bit. Let's see this. I'm just curious, how many days did I actually did 3 days, so now we have some more interesting content to work with. And my second day, November 7th, second day ever of driving Lyft, I made 120 bucks. That's awesome. And if I am correct, during this time, I was working at my job from 12 to 3, I always talk about. So if I'm correct, well, I don't know if I did go out before and after, but let's see. Did I do that this week? I did. I started at 7 a.m. Yeah. Yep, guys, this was literally the hardest I worked probably ever in my life. I think so, because I was working a job. I would wake up super early in the morning, as you can see here, at 6:59 a.m. I think I remember that ride. That guy, like, I was taking that guy. I don't want to look up the, you know, the GPS location, but I picked him up and we didn't talk 1 minute the whole ride, but he left me a $5 tip, and I was like, I guess you don't need to talk to all your passengers. I remember thinking that. But yeah, I did 6:59, and then I had my job at noon, so after 10:10, I think after that, I went off, I got some Starbucks, then I went to my other job at 12 to 12:30, or 12 to 3:30, worked there, and then after that, I logged back on, and I was just killing it, guys. Because at my other job, I was making $16 an hour for like 3.5 hours. So that was what's that? 16 times 3.5. So I made 56 bucks at my other job, and that job was super easy. Just working at a school, literally just walking around, yelling at kids pretty much who were misbehaving. So I made 56 bucks plus 120. Oh, wait, 56 plus 120. So I made 176 bucks. If you do that every single day times 365. Wait, what? 176 times 365. Oh wait, 176 times 365. Yeah, that's $64,000. But this, I remember this day, I had discovered the power of driving. I was like, dang, you can literally make as much or as little as you want. This day I worked super hard. You know, I got up super early, 6:59 a.m. I think I got to him. The pickup was at 6:59, so I signed on probably at 6:30, and then, as you can see, I drove all the way till pretty much 6 p.m. and then I had to drive home. So it was like, yeah, I worked from 7 to 7. That was like probably 12 hours straight, or like 6:30 to 6:30 probably, more realistically. But I made $176 that day. I remember that day I was like, dang, I can literally work as hard as I want for as much money as I want. The other days, I think they're more slower days. Let's see if I worked before or after my job on these days. My other job. This one I worked right after, so I didn't work in the morning, but after my job at 3:30, I signed back on and made 42 bucks. Not bad. I usually would sign up, well, what was that? I would usually sign on right after my job and then worked till right after like rush hour till like 6 or 7. So I guess, yeah, that one at 5:44 I called it. So I just worked solid 2 hours, made 20 bucks an hour pretty much. But then let's see this last one. I made $90 on this one. A Friday. Oh no, 53? Was that right? Oh, I thought I said 90 somewhere. Oh no. Oh, that's the express pay. That was my payout. Never mind. Okay, this one on Friday. Did I go out at night? No, I just did the morning on Friday. Yep, this one was right before my job. So 7 to 10, and then my job started at noon. So I guess I just, whatever, I was like tired probably from waking up so early. And I think I worked, did I work the night before too? Yeah, that one I worked, that was so I worked Thursday night and then Friday morning. So I was probably exhausted, right? From waking up, and then I had to work my job. So I was like, let me just rest. But the funny thing is, guys, 8 hours, or look at this, the online time, 12 hours. Let's go to my most recent, 12 hours for $215. Now let's go to my most recent week of driving. Now this was last week that I drove, and guys, look at this. 3 hours, 48 minutes of online time, but $235. So as you can see, my strategy has changed a lot. Before I worked, what was that, 10 hours, 12 hours? I think it was 10 hours for $215. Now I only work 3 hours, 48 minutes for $235. And yes, I do make more per hour on my trips, but I also do driver referrals, which when I first started, I did not do any driver referrals, but now I pretty much ask a lot of people. That's what I do. I mean, I tell all my friends, and I post about it on social media, and people DM me. I post about it on Instagram, Facebook. I have people, a lot of my friends, believe it or not, a lot of people you wouldn't even think drive for Uber and Lyft or want to drive or interested in it. And I give them advice, and at the end, pretty much at the end of it, I'll tell them, hey, you know what, you can use my code if you want. And we, usually split that earnings, the money that you get from the bonus. But so pretty interesting. That's it for today's video. I just wanted to basically go back and review my second week, or my first 2 weeks of driving for Lyft. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please make sure again to hit the thumbs up button if you have not yet. I would really appreciate it. And also subscribe so you don't miss another video on my channel. This has been another episode of the Rideshare Hub. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will talk to y'all soon. All right, bye guys.